heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things have happened. Now, most notably, Deku brought Toya Todoroki back from the dead. Now, this was not a perfect process. It cost quite a bit of time, effort, and well, it cost somebody's life. Now, Deku, he was actually very intrigued. He never thought of it before, but now that he has been rolling the idea around in his head, overhaul, the ability to break down matter and reform it in different ways. You can use it to heal your body, manipulate the ground, or you can completely reform your own body. And Deku used that ability with Rewind. Now, using both these abilities in tandem, Deku was able to rejuvenate the body of Dabi before remaking it with some additional material, aka a villain they kidnapped. Now, Dabi is back in the land of the living. However, he is no longer Dabi. He is now Toya Todoroki. He doesn't have the black hair, he doesn't have the scars, and his body? Deku, he made it to be that of a fire quirk. He was not aware of the previous drawback of exactly what his body was supposed to be. Now, with that in mind, Deku, he basically fixed the problem Dabi had at a genetic level, meaning his body is now suited for his ability. Now, Dabi, however, he's still confused. He seems foggy out of it. He doesn't know anybody or who they are, but he does remember Deku. He's the first person he's ever seen, but he knows this guy for some reason. He knows him. Why is that? Now, with that being said, we do currently have the next day in Deku's room, where right now, Deku, he's sitting at the edge of his bed. And right now he actually is holding onto his necklace, him fumbling around with a coin in his hand, as he does have a few thoughts going through his mind. And right now Deku, he just does sit there. It's weird. He brought a guy back from the dead. He actually brought a guy back from the dead. I mean, this has got to be the first ever in life. I mean, ever recorded in human history. But what does that mean exactly? I mean, if he can bring that guy back, there's got to be side effects, right? There's got to be something that they're not putting together correctly. Why does he feel like he's missing a piece of this puzzle? Toya Todoroki, back in the land of the living, but there are issues with it. This can't be a perfect fix. Okay. One issue he does see is that maybe he's not going to be around forever. No, that does make sense. The body will naturally decay over time. But Dabi, is it possible that he might have a timer on him now? He won't live as long as he would have naturally lived a natural life? I mean, if Dabi wasn't killed, could he have lived to be 60 or 70? Or, no, did Deku shorten that timer by like 10 times maybe? He could live up to 6 years now, maybe. But he doesn't know exactly. They'll have to look at Dabi more, inspect him more. If this is a perfect process, Deku can bring his family back. Mom and Dad. He'll get to see their faces again. Hear their voices. It's been so long. 12 years. 12 years without them. Now, Deku does actually someone got a turn. Him actually feeling somebody directly get a grab onto his shoulder. As you know, Deku does someone got a turn and look to see Ochako. And Ochako just ask him, sitting down next to him, if he's okay. Hmm? Yeah, I'm I'm fine. I'm fine. Just tossing around a few things in my head. I'm I'm just shocked by what I can do. Yeah, it's kind of intense. Now, somebody currently does walk up to the door, and right now they were actually about to knock on it to try and get Deku's attention. They wanted to talk to him this morning. However, right now, Bakugo, he does as someone sit there. As you know, he does hear Deku's voice. Him, a bit intrigued, finally he's actually awake. I just don't know how to handle it. Bakugo is surprised. Him leaning against the door and trying to listen in. I just don't get it. 12 years. 12. 11. Almost. 11 years and almost 12. I'm just someone I can see other than you two, that I can trust more. My mom, my dad. Your mom, your dad, I can bring them back. I know. But Izuku, you're making that face. I know. I'm also quiet. Yeah, that's a big red flag. I'm sorry. But Mizuki, her parents too. All of them. If it just cost the life of a villain to bring our parents back, I mean, I just don't get it. What do you think they'd say to us? Izuku, are you okay? Yeah, yeah. Just, what do you think they'd say if they knew what we've done? If they saw us now. I mean, the program was supposed to be for us to be heroes. And I don't know. This thing in my head telling me to kill villains. It's been getting quieter. I'm not sure. I have all for one's abilities. I have Jakinamaki's powers. And I have dozens of powers in here. And right now, me just going around fulfilling my purpose. Us, all of us. I mean, we were supposed to monitor the villains whenever All Might retired. All Might retired, and the villains started a war. It's kind of funny in a way. Are you okay? Yeah, yeah. Sorry. I'm, just a little overwhelmed, is all. Sorry. I think I activated a quirk by accident. Are you sure? Yeah. Just, just, I lost focus for a second. Now, Baku is kind of surprised. Deku, he's letting his guard down in front of... Who is that, Ochako? She's not that intense girl, but she still have that intensity around her. That aura. And right now Baku is surprised. Deku, he doesn't want to murder, but he does. He does so casually and effortlessly. I mean, he might as well be just checking the time on his watch with how often he does it. With how often he's able to just dismiss it. But what does that tell him? Well, Bakugo, he has to try and put on a brave face. But right now, is Deku gonna be okay? I mean, he wants to talk to him, but shit, okay, he should talk to him right now. Bakugo's not gonna just step away. As I know somebody at the end of the corridor, they were looking at Bakugo. As Bakugo does, Deku gonna step backwards and knock on the door. And right after Deku does, I'm gonna stand up, he does walk over. Deku actually going to put the necklace directly up and over his head as he has opened the door, asking, "What? Hmm? You free this morning? We had a group meeting." Hmm? "Yeah, give me a second. Let me wake the other two up." "Alright, fine." Now, Bakugo is gonna walk away. And now he actually stared directly back at Deku's door whenever it does close. He's putting on that face again. The bravado. The attitude. Is that real, though? Is it an act? Now, Bakugo does look up towards Kendo. And now Kendo does ask him if he was spying on their guest. You wouldn't believe what I just heard. Maybe I won't. Now listen. Let's go talk real quick. Then we can begin the meeting with everybody. Okay? Her giving Bakugo a bit of a wink. And now Bakugo, he does some kind of smile at her, telling her they can have a bit of a chat personally, but then they have to talk to everybody else as the leaders and be a little bit more professional. And Kendo is going to make a remark to Bakugo as the two do go to walk away about how Bakugo, he sure as shit is not professional. Now, there actually is a bit of time later. Right now, Deku, he does stand there in front of Bakugo, and right now they are all currently making plans. Right now, Todoroki, he is out of the meeting. However, Bakugo, he's going over quite a few things. Deku's team and Bakugo's team. And exactly what the two teams will be up to. Who it will consist of, and who exactly will be taking part. Clearly they need fighters. And Bakugo, he is more than willing to step up. He is more than willing to actually show what he can do. And I know Deku, he is going to be their secondary fighter. Because, well, if he does have this all correct, the fight clubs, they don't exactly have tournament brackets. It's more or less you get in, and they'll probably stick you in a room. Make you do something stupid, or they'll test your quirk and kick you out. He doesn't exactly know. Now, Deku, he does hear about this. And right now, Deku, he does currently look around the room and ask everybody a few different questions. Now, everybody there are kind of surprised, especially whenever Deku start asking them all about their own particular skill sets. Now, Deku, he actually started to throw a few things out there. He does have abilities that would be good. Kirishima, he's particularly defense. He needs an offensive ability. How about Kirishima, he gets Deku's fire ability? How about acid? How about he gets Deku's ability to shoot spear-like nails? And Kirishima, he is confused. And Deku, he does even continue. He does have another ability. However, Kirishima, he may not like it. It does involve his own blood. Or maybe Deku can give him another ability. I mean, it was one that he did particularly retire. Deku bring up his arm. And now whenever Kirishima does go to stare at it, Deku does actually have a piece of bone pop directly out. And Kirishima does watch as a bone spike directly shoots out the front of Deku's arm. And now Deku does hold it up, telling Kirishima, how about he does give him a quirk called Bone Growth? Now, Kirishima does stare directly at that. Deku actually going to directly bring up his hand and turn it. Him firing off the spike directly into the wall. Now, the spike goes flying into the wall as Kirishima does go to look directly towards it. And then he actually does look back towards Deku. And around Deku, he does look around again, asking many of them. He does have particular ideas to give them all secondary quirks. However, they would all need to be aware. These quirks could help make them unpredictable to the Doctor. And, well, these particular abilities, they would be good. What they all need is powers the Doctor may not expect if they run into him. Now, Kirishima is like that ability. I mean, it may not be long range, but it's at least mid range to close range, and he is intrigued. Now, there actually is where Momo, she does look at Deku as Deku just got directly turned to her, asking if she does have a preference for abilities. Huh? It's just, well, it's just surprising is all. Hmm. Okay. Well, good. Then let's see. Your abilities are good, but you don't utilize them the correct way. You need to start making actual weapons, actual tools that can work properly. What do you mean? Momo, the items you make, I don't mean to be an ass. They're childish. If I had your ability, I wouldn't be making flash grenades. I wouldn't be making simple little trinkets, or what's the best way of saying it? Simple things. You can make a katana directly from your hand. You can make a blade from your very fingertip if you wanted to, right? Not from my fingertip. Okay. The fat lipids in your body, if I remember your explanation correctly. So tell me, Momo, do you know exactly how a grenade works? I do. Good. Can you tell me how a sword works? Yes, it's simple. It's just a piece of metal. Exactly. Very good. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you know exactly what C4 is? Yes, I do. I mean, it's more extreme, but I thought about using it in concentrated good. Now, Momo, this is a very, very particular question. Are you willing to kill? Because right now, a lot of those people inside the Fight Club, they're willing to kill you without a second thought. In fact, some of them might be very, very bad individuals, worse than the typical villain. Some may not even want to kill you. Some may just want to harm you for sport, or for the fun of it. So let me at least ask you this question then. If you are captured by a villain, what exactly do you think that they'll do to you? Um, I don't. Exactly. Now, Momo, let me at least ask you this question. If I give you the ability to shapeshift, what would you do with it? Um, well, it's a good ability. However, it's not one I can really see you using. Now, let's at least think about what I can give you. I can see you using hallucination as a creative way if you do try and stay non-lethal. However, that quirk, it will need practice. Now, let's see. Kendo, I can give you jet identification. That would be simple. It's actually quite simple, making you just arm out lady. Interesting. Also, I can give you the steel talons, but I'm not too sure how that would work for you. Actually, no, that might fit Kirishima better. And bone growth might work better for you because of your extra appendage with your tongue. Now, right now, everybody they do look at Deku. And right now, Deku is just listing off quirks and give all of them. As whenever Bakugo does something to intervene, their actions with Deku does look directly towards him. Telling everybody, right now what they're going to be doing is quite simple. They're going to make plans, and then they'll at least try to involve the extra quirks around them. If not, they'll try to improvise. Asking Deku if he does have a problem with that. Huh. No. You just have to be good at it. Improvising, it can save your ass or get you killed. So this is at least lesson 1. Now, Bakuda's looked back towards Deku. And Deku, he actually looked towards Ibarra. Him actually trying to think. What ability could he give her? And right now Ibarra does actually look towards Deku. As Deku, he does have that glare on his face. He's thinking, right? He's not going to try and attack her, harm her. Interesting. What is it? Your abilities are good. In fact, I'd say I'd have trouble giving you something that could work better with them. Then again, you're non-lethal too, aren't you? Yes. Okay. That severely limits your ability then. I could see I could see talons working well with you, especially if you could apply that ability to your hair. Hmm. Even my ability could work well with your quirk. My natural born quirk, that is. Um, thanks? Hmm. Intriguing. I'm guessing that you'll be on my team then. Um, I don't exactly know. Then again, I could call some members from Class 1B. I know that they may not know about the operation yet, but they've been trying to work for vigilantes, or as vigilantes. It's all complicated right now. Hmm. I'd say don't involve them. Right now, this operation's good, and if any of them they do get hurt or captured, I don't know exactly if I can trust them. I only know the members of Class 1A. And going off of that logic, I won't even trust anybody who isn't in this room. So, if you do want to involve them, then we might have an issue. Especially because my trust in you won't be as good. Now, right now, everybody, they are trying to get things in order and get things prepared. Because if they don't have things properly prepared, then quite a bit might happen. And that could be an issue going forwards. Now, with that being said, there currently is actually Bakugo. Bakugo, after the meeting was done, he was actually trying to get through a bit more things, make the plan a bit more. However, he's thinking, and right now there actually is in Bakugo's room where he's sitting down and trying to just gain focus again. His head is throbbing and pounding, and right now Kendo does run in and ask him if he's okay, after she did hear him somewhat hit the ground. Now, Bakugo is clutching at his head, and right now Bakugo, he was commenting on something and muttering something incoherently, to which Kendo, she was confused by. And whenever Kendo did start to at least try and give Bakugo medical attention, Bakugo, he had to be pulled out of the room. Now, whenever Deku he heard that Bakugo right now went down, he was surprised. And Deku, he actually went running over to the area where Bakugo was in. And right now, Deku, he does look directly down towards Bakugo, as Deku does ask Bakugo if he was injured. To which Bakugo, he just is holding at his head. And Deku does at least have context on that. The doctor. Okay, get back. Deku actually going to directly bring up his hand, and telling Kendo, what he's about to do is going to be dangerous. If he messes this up, Bakugo could be injured. Worse. No, what are you doing? I said get back. Okay, he's going to be okay, right? Kendo? What? I said get back. Now, Kendo is immediately brainwashed, and Deku does directly bring his hands down. As you know, Bakugo, he does disappear, and Deku, he actually does close his eyes, trying to focus. As you know, everybody, they do come running up. And right now, there is the fact that Bakugo, he's not there. There's Kendo, and there actually is some blood on the ground. And Deku, he does just sit there. As right now, whenever Deku, he does stand there, he does something with a jerky voice. Nobody come near him right now. As right now, Deku, he does something to open his eyes. As Bakugo, he does reform. And right now, Bakugo, he is unconscious. Now, whenever everybody does see Bakugo, someone just pop up again, they do all look at Deku. Him, Deku gonna turn and stand up. As whenever he does, Deku look towards Kendo and bring his hands up and flicker on the forehead, she actually does go to unfreeze. Her bring her hand up before looking down at Bakugo. Looking Deku up at Deku and going to Deku cock back her fist and enlarge it as much as she can, throwing it out forwards as Deku, he does bring up his own hand. Him catching the ability, and then actually going to Deku tell her, as he doesn't want to push her backwards and throw her off balance with her giant hand, that right now he just saved his life. Her falling backwards, as Deku just tell her, if she wants to try and fight him, try better. Try something less stupid. Now, Kendo Doki glares at Deku, shouting at him that he could have killed Bakugo. And Deku does look down towards her, telling her he didn't. Right now, that's the main factor. Bakugo, from what he saw, that was, what, an aneurysm? He's not too sure. He is pretty sure that was very close to one, right? Internal brain hemorrhaging. That means that the blood vessels in his brain, they're not working correctly. He knows that much. He knows more about the physical anatomy of the body. He knows how to fuck up a brain. He knows how to fuck up a few organs and a few muscle groups. However, studying the brain, that's not something he's done before. He knows how to take one out, though. Quickly. That's what he does know. So, if she wants to try and bitch and complain, then do know. Deku just saved her goddamn boyfriend. Now, Kendo does stare Doki back at Deku. And right now Deku, he does look towards everybody else, and telling Momo and Todoroki to come with him. And right now everybody, they do stare Doki back towards Kendo. As Momo does look towards Todoroki, and right now Todoroki, he does look back towards back towards Momo. Now, Deku does inform both of the two. They were both under the doctor's control, right? They were with him. Right now the same thing might happen to them. If the mission that will be happening soon happens and that they just suddenly drop, they will be liabilities. So he's going to fix that before it happens. Now, Todoroki, he does look directly towards Deku, bringing his hand up and saying, he's got it. And right now, he'll go first. Now, Momo is obviously in shock and surprise, as Deku does lead Todoroki away, and Momo does try to follow after him, trying to understand exactly what Deku did, trying to understand exactly what Deku may have done. Now, right now Deku is trying to at least inform the two about what's going to happen. Right now what's going to happen is they're going to feel nothing whenever he does unmake them. But whenever he does fix their bodies, they might feel better or they might feel worse. He does need time, though. That's what he does need. Now, right now there actually is Bakugo, who he does wake up a bit of time later. And right now whenever he does so, he does look around. And he's almost confused by what he does see whenever he's trying to stand up. Whenever he does try and stand up, he feels like he is physically shaking, and his body is wobbling. But there's actually whenever he does steady himself out, and he doesn't feel that shaking anymore. The intensity of just the area around him. His, equilibrium. It's properly balanced. And he feels okay. Physically fine. And he's alarmed. His fall, did it knock something back in place? He remembers hitting the ground. I mean, he feels better than ever. Now, Bakugo, he does look around. As right now after he does go to walk out of the room, he does meet back up with everybody. Jesus. Now, Bakugo, he does hear about currently what's happening. Momo and Todoroki are out of it right now. And right now, everybody, they do need to get plans made, especially if they are going to be involving quirks. If they don't get things properly prepared, they'll run into problems. And right now, problems are the last thing they need. Now, speaking of problems, we do actually have over at the Underground Fight Club, where right now, we do actually have the villain 9, who he has been causing a bit of chaos here. He's put quite a few people down and out for the count. And with his particular set of abilities now, he is having proper fun. He can use his quirk and not have to worry about his body being torn apart. He can now actually use abilities and have fun with them. And he actually does listen to the doctor. All they do need to wait for is Shigaraki. The plan they do have for the heroes involves him. The heroes have been getting ready to involve and actually try and call for reinforcements. Call for heroes from foreign countries to help. And right now, there is a few heroes that Nine wants to take down. Take out. I mean, it's quite simple. Take out those heroes and he can get some pretty good abilities. His body should be able to handle them with the proper regeneration he does have. However, maybe not. But hey, that right now is all up to what he wants to believe. And right now what he does want to believe is that he's at the top of the world. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part. I think my voice is starting to go out.